After missing out on the New South Wales Trotters Oaks last year due to COVID restrictions and border closures, it's back bigger, better than ever this time around, along with the Group 2 La Cucaracha. Outstanding racing here on Saturday night at Club Menangle. And joining me with all the information for Saturday night and looking forward to next Saturday as well is the General Manager of Racing, Mr. David Watson. Well, David, this time last year there was only a man and a dog at Club Menangle for the running of the feature events. In fact, I don't even think the man was allowed, so it may have just been the dog. But this week at Club Menangle we've got the Group 3 La Cucaracha, the Group 2 New South Wales Trotters Oaks, and two outstanding events, and the Victorians are here in force.
Yeah, isn't it great to see? Last year, as the whole world knows, we had COVID. No one was allowed, really restricted the ability to get those Victorians, which we rely on for these feature races, especially the trotting races. But it's great to see the Trotters Oaks. There's numerous Victorian trainers: Marie Caudo, Brent Lilly, David Miles, David Aiken, Chris Venoso. They're all up here in force for the Oaks and also the La Cucaracha. It's really good to see them all up here supporting the club once again.
And they're also bringing, David, some outstanding drivers, in fact world-class drivers, just adding further spice to this meeting.
Yeah, we've really worked hard, well we had worked hard up until last year, of really building up a Trotters Carnival through the May period. Next week you'll see that we've got the Trotters Derby on, as well as the Bulli Trotters Cup. So we've really tried to build up the carnival atmosphere. Like this week on the Tuesday, we've got 5 Trotters races here. There's a real emphasis. We think now with the racing carnival, that the racing calendar, how it's changed to a yearly calendar and not a seasonal one, that there's an opportunity here to really build this area, because Victoria have put a lot of their features into that October, November, December period, where they were always around the May, June period. We think it's a really a good opportunity to build up the trotters here in this state, especially the juvenile trotters.
I was going to mention that, David. Over the past 10 years, the profile of the trotter has grown enormously here at Club Menangle and continues to go from strength to strength.
Yeah, it has, Michael. We're really proud of what we've been able to do for the trotter. As I mentioned, we got the 5 today, but 2 of those are 2-year-olds today. There was a trotters race at Goulburn the other day, so in the matter of 7 days, we've had 10 trotting races here in the state, which is great for the future of the trotter. It's an area where I think New South Wales can really grow. We've seen that breeding numbers are up each year. The Trot New South Wales gets stronger and stronger. These fields have got a lot of depth in them, especially the Oaks this week. The La Cucaracha is always a great race anyway. It was on last year. I think we can, as I said, keep developing the trotter. We have the Trotters in a Dominion in December this year. It's the 3 heats in the final. Like the profile's just growing and growing. And a person once told me anyone can train a pacer, but God train trotters. So let's keep on that holy trail and keep developing the trotter, eh?
Yeah, the La Cucaracha last year won by Sassy Pants, and apart from the 2 trotting races, David, it's a very strong 9-event program from top to bottom. Oh
yeah, look, really excited about this week's program actually. We've got the match race in the free-for-all out to Orlando. It's taking on the Inform Ignatius. They renew their rivalry from the Miracle Mile, which is great to see. Balraj is in that race. We have the consolation of the APG 4-year-olds. It's a mixed sex one for 50,000, which sees Crunch Time and JOK go head to head. As we know, Crunch Time was responsible for the 148 here the other day with Expensive Ego before he went down for the final this Saturday. So really looking forward to what they can produce as well.
David, it's also been pleasing, the response of the public returning to harness racing here at Club Menangle. Wonderful scenes last week with the Anzac Day ceremony.
Yeah, that was really nice. And we've seen it on Facebook and a couple of the social medias, how well that looked on TV. It was fantastic to pay the respects that way. There was a good crowd here. The marquee was full. They were down there partying. I'm sure they didn't pay for their band. It must have been karaoke, otherwise you want your money back from the band that was down there. But it was a really good atmosphere here. We're expecting a good crowd here. The numbers are good in the restaurant. And as, of course, on the second Saturday of each month, May 8, when we've got the Derby here, Trotters Derby here, we'll have the markets back here. So there'll be another 4,000 or 5,000 people here enjoying those festivities.
Well, you've hinted at the program the following week, David, with the Trotters Derby, or the Bulli Cup for the Trotters. Last year declared a no race. We had to rerun it on the Tuesday. And also the Bill Green Bulli Cup. And we know how much races named in honour of Bulli, and in particular now with Bill Green, it means to you.
Yeah, look, Bill Green was a very important part of Bulli. He was a patron of the club. He was a great supporter of harness racing, not just as an owner, but as a breeder. as a committee person. He sat on a lot of committees. He was very well respected in the industry. His son now, John Green, owner of Funky Monkey, which is getting its own star attraction at the moment. He's continued in that vein of owning and breeding horses, so that's really good. Look, and the Trotters Cup, it's called the Mick Gamble Trotters Cup, who was a great person, a member of the Bulli Trotting Club, was a person that was there for a lot of years, looked after all the trials, was once again a very well respected person of the harness racing community, especially in the Bulli and the South Coast area. So we're really looking forward to having a few of the old Bulli people up here and having a really good night next week.
The importance of keeping that attachment to Bulli and Club Menangle, extremely important.
Oh, absolutely. Look, you know, the Bulli Club was it was an institution down there, but times move on. But Bulli were the first one that actually sort of said, okay, we've got to go with the future, and they amalgamated here. They come under the umbrella of Club Menangle. They've seen this is where the future was. As you know, we've done with Fairfield with the Golden Easter Egg and the JD Watts. They've seen this is where the future is. They still want to be part of that. So we do recognise their name, we do recognise what importance they played in the harness racing industry, and we're really happy to have them on board.
Well, David, great racing. We're certainly looking forward to the trotters strutting their stuff over the next few weeks.
Love a trotter, Mick, love a trotter.